So now it's just an informal, interactive question and answer session. Okay, inshallah, those inside, you are kindly requested to come, inshallah. Just 30 minutes informal, interactive question and answer session. If you have any question from the lectures we've given, fine. If it is beyond the lecture, we will try to answer based on our capability, inshallah. And that's it, really. So if let the brothers come in and then we'll start, inshallah. I already received some questions, but we'll.
You can tell them if they have any questions in the ladies, they can just send it over on paper.
Okay. So, ladies, you are kindly requested to send your questions via a piece of paper, and then, inshallah, we will try to answer. So let's begin. I've got some questions already. Some of the brothers asked me, but before we do that, if there's any question on the floor, feel free to chip in, ask, and then we'll discuss. We see where the time takes us to, inshallah. Habibi. Or from my sister. So it's good always to begin with ladies, because it has a lot of barakah in it. Okay, very good. That's a good question. What should we do when our attention diverts during namaz? Can we do tayammum on tiles? Okay, this is a very good question. It's salat related question. One is spirituality of salah, and the other one is the jurisprudence of salah. So the first thing is about attention in salah. And I think last night also one of the ladies asked me the same question. So say you are praying, and then you tend to lose attention. How is to bring the attention back? If you are praying alone, and then you lose the attention, how do I lose attention? Start thinking too much about world and things that one does in his or her life. So try to come back, because you'll be reciting the dhikr, or you'll be reciting the Fatiha and the Surah. So at any point in time, the attention, diverts somewhere else. Try as much as you can to focus on what you are reciting. But the thing I would like to mention here, you see, salat as salat is not enough. There is salat which is not only accepted, but it changes life to be good. And Quran mentioned, if you look at chapter the believers, chapter Mu'minun, Allah mentions the criteria. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. They are those who are humble and they find humility in their salah. But how do I bring about humbleness in my salah? It's easier said than done. So I'm going to give you some few practical tips if you can work on. Number one, you wait for salat. Don't let salat wait for you. So for example, say if salat is 10:30 p.m., at least 5 minutes before 10:30, say 10:25, you're ready. Say you are at work and salat time is approaching and you know you're going to be busy working. Go make wudu of that salat and come sit, keep working. You know what happens? The wudu will put you into the mood of salah. Because sometimes the reason why we lose focus is because we finish something and immediately we go into salah. So the chances of what you've just finished before your salah coming back and forth in your mind is so high during your salah. So the first practical tip, wait for salah. Don't let salat wait for you. Second practical tip, try to understand what you recite in your salah. At least the translations of what you recite. What's the translation of bihawlillahi wa quwwatihi akum wa akum? I need to know the translation. At least. So when I know the translation of what I recite, I'm able to relate to it more. That's number two. Number three is a big one. Look after yourself before salat. What do I mean by that? Stay away from sins. Any sin you commit intentionally before Salah, of course, stay away from sins and the general. But any sin one commits before Salah, it deprives the person of the joy of Salah. That's why Imam Ali said, if you truly want to wake up at night to pray, namaz sharp, salat al-layl, look after yourself during the day. Look after yourself during the day. Meaning, don't commit sins intentionally during the day. Why? Because it affects you when it comes to waking up at night to pray. So that's number 3. And the last, but certainly not the least because of time, if you truly don't want to lose your focus in Salah, to have khudurul qalb, presence of the heart, make Salat a topmost priority in your life. Don't make Salat amrun thanawi, make Salat amrun awwali bad. Make it a priority. I mean, you are invited for a job interview and you are told the interview will start at 9 a.m. What time will you be there? Between you and Allah. What time are you going to be there? You told interview is going to kickstart at 9 a.m. What time are you going to be there? Baba, some people will go 7 o'clock. You go to American Embassy and see how many people in the morning. It's like the Julus, man, people are going for Julus. But are you going to say they are wrong? No, they are not wrong, they are right. Because they're going for something they want in their lives. So what of going to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala? So make it a topmost priority. And the last question, can I make tayammum on a tile? So long as there are some dust there, which is clean, of course I can make. Because tayammum, you cannot make tayammum on plain, there is nothing. Something has to touch here, and then here. If there's nothing touched like plain like this, I cannot make tayammum. But it has to be some place which is clean, where people don't just throw things anyhow. Let me take a question from the floor, and then I can go to the ladies one, inshallah. Any question from the floor? Yes, Habibi, Bismillah.
I want to ask that if I don't recite the Quran in Arabic accent, is it kufr?
That's a heavy one. He said, if I do not recite Quran in its original language, is that regarded as kufr? Meaning disbelieving? No, it's not. If you don't recite Quran in its original, you are not kafir. La. But, you are not doing a good job in Islam. I need to be able to recite Quran in its original language. I know many people, they say, no, just know the meaning. That's it. No, recitation is also very important. In Arabic. Because the Arabic of Quran is not the Arabic of any other person. Arabic of Quran is unique. In Ahl al-Bayt, we have so many traditions. You know, I made a research on Ahl al-Bayt and recitation of the Quran last year, Ramadan. And I came across so many traditions from Ahl al-Bayt, how they emphasize on the need to recite Quran in Arabic. But it's not kufr. Kufr nist. والخيل مهم كإنسان باید خودی سعی کنید به زبان عربی مسلط باشه تا میتونی خوب قرآن بخونه. انسان که نمیتونی بگی نه من دیگه عربی نیستم به خاطر این سعی من نمیکنم باید سعی کنم. فهمیدید؟ So this is very, very important. You need to strive not only reciting in Arabic, correct pronunciation, and also what they call is the same thing, makharij. I need to try my level best. So long as you make your effort, Allah is happy with your effort. So I cannot relax and say, you know what, it's fine. I'm not going to make effort. Some people, you see, they've been Muslims many years, they recite Quran, they make a lot of mistakes. You make the effort. And inshallah, the rest Allah will take care of it. Let me look at a question here from the ladies. This is like the hand of a medical doctor, man. Okay. Does Islam believe in any form of reincarnation? No. No. We do not have the concept of reincarnation within the religion of Islam. I know people, when they discuss Bada, You know, we have a Aqidah of Raja'a and we have a Aqidah of Bada. Raja'a simply means, this is only unique to Shias actually. Raja means what? Before the end of the world. Obviously, during the coming of the 12th Imam, there are people who are dead and they will be brought back to this world. To either serve alongside Imam or face the punishment of the tyranny they cause in this world. That's the Aqidah to Raja'ah. Those who are extreme in Iman, Allah will bring extreme in Iman. That's a heavy duty. And those who are extreme in tyranny, in zulm, satam, they will also be, but that's Raja. But Bada, you see, it has to do with dua. As Quran says, يَمُحُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيُثْبِتُ وَعِنْدَهُ أُمُّ الْكِتَابِ أَحْسَنْتُمْ حَبِيبي. Allah erases what He wants and He approves what He wants. So, for example, your life is going this way. If Allah wants, you can decide to change it. This happens in a unique situations. Otherwise, we believe in the principle of cause and effect. When I see smoke there, I know there is fire somewhere. When you study, you pass. When you become lazy, you sleep on your books, you fail. We believe in that. But of course, Allah is above the principle of cause and effect. That's why we make dua. So we believe miracle do happens. But it doesn't just happen always. So I cannot rely on miracle always. Question. I will answer this and then I will ask from the floor, then I'll go. Because mashallah, ladies, they've got some amazing questions here. Where was our soul before our coming to this world or to birth? You see, this is a very deep question. We go through different worlds before we came to this world. This is discussed more in philosophy and mysticism. The first world scholar they call Alam al-Jabarut or Alam al-Uqul, the world of the intellect. Meaning the first thing ever created by Allah is intellect. Then after that, they call Alamul Malakut, the world of the souls. So they said souls are created after the intellect. And when they were created, they were only praising Allah. So we have one narration that says souls are created like more than 100, 200 years before the body was created. That's why the tradition says the first souls to be created, although one tradition will say light, but referring to the souls, are the light of Ahlul Bayt, alayhi wassalam. But the first physical creations are not the Ahlul Bayt. But the first spiritual creations are the Ahlul Bayt, alayhi wassalam. This is in mysticism and spirituality, that our souls were created like 200 years before this body was created. So Allah then will put the soul back of the father, tummy of the mother, and then you come. So the simplest way, not to go too much, the first world of every child is the back of a father. And the second world of a child is the stomach of the mother. And the third world is it. That's why fathers. This is a separate discussion. If you truly want your children to be good, it's not by a miracle. It's not by just dua. Dua helps 100%. But it's not by just dua. Before you give birth, before conception, the food you eat. So medicals will tell you, eat healthy. But if you look at Quran is not saying only eat healthy. Kulu mimma fil ardi, Allah mentioned two things. Halalan tayyiba. So medicals will tell in tayyib. But Islam says in addition to tayyib, halal also. Halal doesn't mean that only the money I get halal. The way it is made the halal way. It is otherwise you may come across a food which may be healthy, but it is not slaughtered the halal way. So the first world is here. What you eat is what makes the child. Sometimes children come and you find us struggling because we have not done a good job before they come. Hence, scholars mention upbringing of a child is 50% before birth and 50% after birth. That's why I said this is very important discussion. Now, father obviously transfers it to the mother. Mother is also crucial. But the heartbeat of the mother is what the child feeds on. The happiness of the mother. We have so many traditions in this regard. Up to breastfeeding. In fact, Prophet said, when you breastfeed your child, breastfeed from the two milk. Because the right one is food and the left one is water for the child. Yes. So then we have traditions. Don't breastfeed without wudu. And don't breastfeed when you are angry, upset. The milk becomes bitter. This is spiritual from the traditions of Ahlul Bayt. So I always ask fathers and myself including and mothers, can you look at your children and say to them, since the marriage of your mother, up to conception, up to birth, up to now, whatever I fed you is halal. Can you guarantee your children? No. Some can do. Actually, some can do. But you are not married, so you can't do. You've got this very important. It's not only the effort we make when children are born, and that's it. What I eat, what I do is so important. I'm sure you heard of Shahid Mutahari. You read his story. I had a little bit reading about his life. That his mom said she wouldn't breastfeed him without wudu. She said even if she would wake up in the darkness or she would go quickly make wudu and breastfeed. And she said, I never breastfed him without saying Bismillah. All these things matters actually. That's why we are Muslims. It matters. Any question from the floor before I take the ladies? Yeah, Habibi. No problem, Habibi.
I think the brothers from the community will agree with me. We see, like maybe from the COVID period, like the lack of interest from the youth people in our programs, both for the Fawzi and for the Arabs. The attendance it's not so good, and we discussed this problem yesterday actually, because we see that we do a lot of programs and we don't see a good result. So what advice
Thank you.
on that? Thank you.
You totally right. You nail it. The question is for the benefit of the ladies. We've realized since after COVID, the attendance in the mosques are not the way it used to be, especially when it comes to the youth. Youth are not attending. Can we do something to attract the youth to come? So you see, this matter is two-way traffic. It's not one-way traffic. Two-way traffic is in the sense that the leadership, those who organize programs, they have a responsibility. And the attendees, the youth, they also have responsibility. Now let's start with the leadership. You cannot be a leader if you don't understand the sickness of your people. Then you are wasting people's time. You know, Imam Ali described Prophet. Kana tabiban dawarun bitibbah. Prophet was a medical doctor who used to circulate with his medication. when you reach out to people. He understood their needs. So that's why, for me, to serve a community in a true sense of serving, you need needs assessment. Ask people, what do they want? So that's number one. I need to know the need of my people. That's one. Two, do every one of them understand your aim and objectives or not? Or you just telling them program today, next month program? They need to know what you're going to do. Printed, distributed. These are my visions, and this is how I'm going to achieve them, and these are what I expect from you. Lay out your visions. Wuduhul hadaf. So as a leader, needs to do that. That's number two. Number three, don't just do program for the sake of program. Do program tackling their needs. I don't know here much, but in most of our centers, the programs we do are neither here nor there. It doesn't affect people. Yes, we get reward. There is sawab. You nourish your soul, I agree. But some of the programs we have don't necessarily tackle the challenges. So from the leadership's perspective, this is what we need to try to do. And then the last one is too hard. But this prophet used to do that. You need to call them, find out. I've not seen you. Prophet, what he needs to do in his mosque, he said, this Okhuwa. And he said, he and Imam Ali. You remember that? So if you don't see him in the mosque, you have to call him and find out. I've not seen you. What's happening? So leadership, that's what you can do. You cannot do much. You just do what you can. Now, on the other side of the youth, obviously, today, as I said, I don't know Sweden much, but I've been to so many Western countries. I live in the UK. There are so many threats that our youth are faced with. And sometimes, really, some of our communities, we're just joking. We're not tackling the issues. We have drug issues. Before, we used to think we are immune. There will be no drug in our community. Tell people, Baba, we must be dreaming. We've got drug issues. There are people who may come to the mosque, but they go for drugs also. We have drug addicts. Two, we have alcoholics. It's a challenge. Wallah, I'm telling you. It doesn't mean people don't pray. They pray. But they have this challenge. Another big one is marriage. There is another one I can't mention here. But I will just mention in a way you will understand. Not just marriage. We do have youth who use different means to relieve themselves because they are not married. And it's haram, we know, in our school of thought. Loneliness is killing some of the youth, big time. And the biggest threat our youth are faced, which I've seen not only in the UK, poverty. You see, in West, it's easy because I live in those, people are going to, some people cannot even have a deposit to buy a house. Our fathers, mothers, alhamdulillah. We may have higher education than them, but the poverty is threatening us. I am telling you. I want you to reflect on this. So these are some of the challenges we need to think about. But then we as youth, we can take you next to the river, but we cannot force you to drink the water. I can't force you to drink the water. My job is to deliver. I'm going to have the programs for you. Your duty is to tell me what type of a program you want. What topics you want. Muharram is coming. Which topic are you giving your Maulana? Oh no, Maulana, just come and talk. Fine, Maulana will come and talk, but you'll still blame the Maulana. He's not giving you something. Tell him, you know the community. Tell him, Baba, I need that topic. Wallah. Then Maulana can also prepare. If you don't tell me, fine. I'm not going to prepare. And that's it. I'm going to do as I please. But many communities are not like that, by the way. I don't know here. Many communities today like that. At least where I've been many times, they will tell you topics. And you'll have sleepless night preparing. Wallahi. Because if you don't tell me, oh, fine, that's what you want, I'm going to sit, I will talk and go. So as youth, you know your challenges. You need to tell. I need that topic. That's one. Two, the youth who are not coming, you need to be ambassadors for them. Don't misjudge them. Don't be judgmental. It's haram to be judgmental. In Islam, he doesn't come, doesn't mean you are better than the person. La. But find out. I don't see you. Can we do something to help you? Today, we are too selfish. Nobody wants to help anyone. Read the mosque of the Prophet. It was the hub for empowerment. Medina, when Prophet was there, it wasn't only for salat and lectures. Even there were genealogists, you know very well. Aqil, when Amir al-Mu'minin wanted to get married to Fatima al-Kilabiyya, al-Banin al-Arba, Aqil had his position. There were people who were advising on business. Mosque is a hub of activity. It's not only for namaz. We need to change this mentality. Our elders here, I mentioned last night, wallah, they are the think tanks of our community. Not here. It was my last Thursday lecture in Birmingham. Our elders of the community are the think tanks of our community. Wallahi. You may be educated than them, fine. But the wisdom they have, you don't have. And if you look at this center, you go to America, you go to UK, you go to Australia, you go to Canada, you go to Africa, Pakistan. All the centers are built by the elders. Youth, what are you going to do in going forward? Wallah, I've seen this. All these centers are donated and built by the... Okay, fine. You young ones, what legacy are you going to leave? Only, I don't know, pizza, fries. La, baby. You going to get married. Your children are going to grow. If you don't build a community for them, you know when the reality will come? Not now. Now you are enjoying. You are working, you are family, you are enjoying. When you start becoming old, you will chew your finger. Wallahi. Now you'll not know. Now you're busy enjoying, chilling. You chilling. The moment you start becoming old, you become a pensioner. You're not busy like before. Or may Allah forbid khudana khas. Sickness come. You can't do much. You will kiss this mosque. But you'll not know until it's too late. So therefore, reach out to those who don't come and help them to come. And lastly, as youth, I mentioned last night, a youth is someone who is productive and creative. Be productive, be creative. Sometimes you see, Habibi, they may not come because maybe they feel they are judged in the community. So what you do sometimes, you say, okay, fine, let's go out somewhere. Restaurant. Of course, everybody will pay here and there. But at the same time, we discuss Islam. We do a program. At least, I know you are doing many programs, which is excellent. Every month, I have a social program. What do I call so? We do that, we tried it and it worked. Social program is what? They come. Some of them will be playing table tennis. If you have badminton, some of them will be doing that. Some will be sitting and doing some building capacity activity. But in between, you've got a scholar or someone who can help them, educate them, and teach them. But don't do only that Islamic one. Mix it together. Go play football every week. Say, okay, fine, we'll do our namaz there. By so doing, you are attracting them slowly but surely. And inshallah, with the tawfiq of Allah, Okay, but don't get tired, because sometimes one can get discouraged. Don't get tired. I have this opinion. It's not about the big number, it's about the quality. When you have small number who are committed, you know what you do? You invest energy, you build them, you make them the agents of truth. Then they will help you to get others coming in. And that's how Prophet did. He built Salman al-Farisi. He built Abu Dhar al-Ghifari. He built Imam Ali. He built Miqdad. And then he said, you now, go out. Imam Ali, what did he do? He built Maitham. He built Kumail ibn Ziyad al-Nakhai. Umar ibn Amak al-Khuzai. Rushayd al-Hijri. He built them. He said, Allah, you go. Look at Imam Ali. He would even go in the market and sit next to where Maitham was selling his dates. And Imam Ali will go Maitham, and Imam Ali will sell the date on behalf of Maitham. That's how Imam Ali wanted to get everybody coming to the mosque. And of course, elders, you've got roles to play also in trying to get the young ones. Because if you look at our communities, it's not only here. There is disenfranchising between disengagement between the young and the old. Old, they are level young, they don't sit and talk together. You don't feed them your wisdom. So we need to try also to bridge gaps. You have a day, career day. Let the youth come. You are sitting in different corners as elders. Let them come for advice. What do I do about my life? Oh no, get an elder one Thursday after Dua Kumal. You don't have to do lectures every Thursday. You don't. You decided Dua Kumal. Let the person share his experience of life. When did they come to Sweden? What were the difficulties? When you share, the youth then start to think, oh, this is not on a silver platter. And in conclusion, youth, your parents, because most of you came here because of your parents, they struggle to get visa citizenship for you. So you don't know the pain of this. You don't know the pain of it. Allah. You get free B, they call free B. Free. Make your parent proud. You know how you make them proud? No, by not only giving them money. Be proud of your religious identity. Abibi, your question?
Thank you so much. Basically took my question and you gave answer to.
Thank you, Hassan.
So may Allah bless you and
No, Habibi. So I go here and then I come and then I go to the ladies.
So we talked about, well, my question would be too, but I'm just going to expand. You went over leadership a little bit, but I want to actually go, how does a man become a good leader? Like, for actually an Islamic community or for a community or country?
Now, Hassan, thank you. Leadership is asking a question. What's a model of true Islamic leader or leadership? I'm going to try to explain it quickly because this is a very profound, it's a big one. And it's a topic which is so dear to my heart. But the best way to learn leadership is to learn from Ahl al-Bayt. You see, I'm going to give you a definition of leadership from sociology, a little bit. And then I will immediately enter into Imam Ali. What is leadership? Leadership is the power to impact on people positively. Al-Qudra al-Ta'thiri fil ghayr. Not negative impact. The power to influence negative. Meaning what? The power to channel the energies of your followers towards achieving your goals. But now, to understand this from administrative perspective, a leader needs the following. Then we go Imam Ali. Number one, wafrul ma'lumat. You must have the knowledge of your community. Can you give me a definition of your community? I want to know. 2, a leader must be charismatic. Not leader like you are sleeping. Leader must be charismatic, presentable, charismatic. What do I mean charismatic? When you talk, your voice appeal.
So we just like you, Sheikh.
No, wallah, we trying, bro. West Africans, we shout too much, Habibi. West Africans, you know, they are aggressive. You think they are fighting, but they are not fighting. Ghanaians are a bit, but Nigerians even more. But a leader has to be charismatic. That's very important. And number 3, a leader must be approachable. You don't segregate as a leader. Well, this is mine, this is not mine. Then you are not a leader. You're wasting time. There is a difference between a leader and a president. There's a difference between a leader and a prime minister. There's a difference between a leader and a chairman. Not every president is a leader. Not every prime minister is a leader. Not every chairman is a leader. You know what? Not every father or mother is a leader. You can be a chairman, but you're not a leader. But literally, people will call you a leader, but you don't. Now look at Imam Ali. First quality of Imam Ali's leadership. Imam Ali made us aware that leadership is means to the aim, it's not the aim. So if you're a leader of the community, it's means to the aim. It's wasila, walaysa bighaya. The aim I mentioned earlier on, Allah. I'm leading them to Allah, and I want to find Allah. That's 1. 2, shafafiyah. In the tradition used. Shafafiyah means what? Imam Ali never had any hidden agenda. His people knew whatever he wanted to do. He was very clear. Clear. No hidden agenda. They knew what he wanted. So they appreciate it. That's number 2. Number 3, he never saw himself better than them. Imam Ali. You know when Talha and Zubair came to him, he switched off the candle and he lit another candle. So they asked him, why this and not, and they are all the same. He said, of course, this is for Islamic money, but this one is my own money, and I know you are not coming for any Islamic matter. But then they said, okay, we are here, give us from Bait al-Mal. He told them, look, I'm taking 3 dinar. You will also take 3. Each one of you will take 3, 3, 3. Nobody will take more than 3. Imam Ali saw everyone as equal. And the last one, but certainly not the least. Imam Ali, even Prophet, they used to visit their people to find out where they are. Visit them. Reach out to them. How are you? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Imam Ali used to do that. So as Muslims, as Shias, our role models are the Ahlul Bayt. And you see, success in leadership need 2 things. Exceptional leader and exceptional followers. A leader may be exceptional, but the followers may be sleepy. Sometimes the followers are top notch, but the leader is la ilaha illa wa la ilaha illa. But that doesn't mean that the followers are not there. Excellent. On the other way, that doesn't mean that the leader is not. He's excellent, but the followers, he's not achieving. The fact that somebody doesn't achieve doesn't mean that he's not a good leader. I give an example. Imam Hassan did not have people, but he was an exceptional leader. But there were no exceptional followers. So I cannot say, look, he led the community for 5 years or 3 years, but he achieved nothing. Maybe he is top-notch, cream la cream, but the followers, maybe they were busy sleeping. So you have to look at it from both sides. Ahsantum. Habibi Doc.
I find many people that I meet that has a hard time understanding what purpose of life is. As life goes through challenges, they find that life is purposeless. What would you say from an Islamic point of view?
Ahsantum. That's a very good question. So Doc is asking a very profound question. But as people go through challenges in their life, they come to a point where they feel there's no purpose in this life. How do we answer it from the Islamic perspective? From the Islamic perspective, we believe life has a purpose. And the purpose is one and only Allah. That's it. Hadaful wujud huwa Allah. So from the Islamic teachings, Sunnatan wa Shia, Sunnah and Shia, whatever I do in life, if it doesn't connect me with God, then I've not achieved anything. But yes, some when they look at God, they said because God is not limited by time and not limited by space, so you cannot carve a purpose. It's endless. But Imam Ali, as he said, from our perspective, my purpose is when I feel the presence of God in my life. Whether I'm at work, whether I'm in the mosque, wherever I am, I feel God is there. In fact, if I quote the verbatim, the tradition, Imam Ali says, when I go deep down into my heart and I still feel there is some sort of love or belief in Allah, Imam Ali said, you have achieved. You have achieved. So purpose of life to us is God and nothing else. But of course, in trying to achieve that purpose, I have to master certain things. And the most difficult thing to master in life is people. Anyone who can master people will be free from the self-imposed imprisonment of this world. If you can't master insan, any other thing is easy. Human beings are the most difficult creatures. That's why Allah described human being in different ways. You go to Quran, Allah said, good, mashallah, but one ayah will say, La zalumun kafar. They are forever unjust, forever ungrateful. I know many times you help people. You do one small mistake, drop in the ocean. Fi amanillah. Done. One mistake. Allah says, and Allah uses lam al-qasam bala. La zalumun kafar bad. Insan is forever unjust, forever ungrateful. No. One ayah says, akthara shay'in jadala. Hey, insan is more argumentative than any other thing. It may be white, but if you want to push his agenda, he will tell you it's black. So that's why if you see Islamic spirituality, he said if you want to reach the hadaf of life, Allah, you need to master human beings. And for me, the best way to master human beings is what? Eh? No, talking will be there, that's fine. It's okay, talk. But the best way to master human beings, don't expect much from an insan. If they do, shukr khoda. If they don't do, you don't get worked up. But when you have higher expectation and you fall down, but you go into coma. So yes, from the Islamic perspective, the hadaf of life is insan. There's a discussion in Islam on identity. Al-Hawiyya. And in that discussion, actually, there are great scholars like Sayyid Munir al-Khabbas, Allama Tabatabai, they have these discussions. They discuss this when it comes to what's the aim of life? Is there any aim? So Tabatabai, for example, you say, look, Allah is Rahman. So He created you to be the shadow of His Rahman. So He's so merciful. He wants you to be merciful to His creatures. So He wants you to achieve. That's the aim. He said Allah is Razak, sustainer. So He wants you to sustain. That's why there's a saying, service to humanity is service to God. And service to God, obviously, is service to humanity. So once you master that, then Allah, you'll sleep peacefully. Why do we don't sleep at night? Sometimes not because we don't have money. It's because of people gives us sleepless night and nightmare.
So if I can follow his
Yes.
in the world of atheism,
Mm.
especially today, people don't really see the purpose of life.
Sure.
How do we get around that?
Yeah, so Uncle is asking a very good question. He said, look, in this world of atheists, people don't necessarily believe. So they don't. From Islamic, Christianity, Judaism, and even other religions like Hinduism, they believe there's a deity. And that's the purpose of the life. But yes, atheism is gaining momentum in this day and age that we have. And they are forcefully in their argument that we don't see any purpose. They said, some of them, they said we are humanists. Just be a good human being. And that's it. So to them, there is no purpose. So we have discussions with them from time to time back home. And sometimes our discussion is centered more on how to prove the existence of God, for example. But now we have to take the discussion beyond that. It's not only about proving the existence of God. That's the main one, that's the peak. But it's you examining your life. I had a debate with an atheist in South Africa when I was in Johannesburg. Top-notch doctor, medical doctor, top-notch. I forgot his name, it's been a while. At the University of Johannesburg. And we were trying to prove the existence of God. So I used like the proof of innate, proof of cause and effect, proof of design, proof of order, proof of possibility, and all those things, Imkan al-wujud, and Allah is necessary being, we are possible beings. And the guy was not budging. He said, there is no any purpose in life. Purpose in life is what? You live good, you die, and there's nothing done. So I asked him some simple questions. Of course, he did not agree, but the audience thought it was good. I said to him, define happiness for me. Allah. So happy is what? What touches my heart and I enjoy it. I'm happy. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to give you Islamic definition. During my studies of Western philosophy and psychology and counseling, I came across this. Because I studied psychology and counseling. I said, happiness is what they call ladhatun aqliya. It's a long discussion. It's an intellectual taste. So say, intellectual taste simply means what? Something when you get is sort of absolute. After that, it's all happiness. No stress. I said, you are rich. He said, yes, I'm rich. I said, did this thing come on a silver platter? He said, no, I work very hard, Mr. Nuru. I said, yeah. So it means this is not happiness. This is relative happiness. He said, no, I call it happiness because I'm enjoying my money. I said, but you're working hard. I said, now are you retired? He said, I'm retired. But I said, you have some investment, otherwise you are finished. I said, from my understanding, happiness has to be something absolute. And that is why we believe the purpose is Him. Because He will give us that absolute eventually. Then he was not budging. I said, okay, do you want to die? I asked him. Because he took me on a lot. So I asked him also, do you want to die? He said, obviously, everybody wants to live longer. I said, okay. Sickness, is it good or bad? He said, it's very bad. I said, are you healthy? He said, I'm trying to be, but now a bit challenging here and there. I said, but you are a top-notch medical doctor. He said, yes. Why didn't you cure yourself so that? I said, can you give yourself medication to live longer so you don't die? Have you seen a patient where you give everything and they're healthy and the new scheme, they are dead and you prescribe death certificate? He said, yes. What were you thinking during that time? I asked him. He said, nature takes its course. I said, nature. Wallah, he said that. I don't know if I can get the video I can send to Mazairi, can share with you. Nature. I said, that's what we are talking about. Because if there is no purpose, then you will have to stay longer. You remain younger. Yes, there is a technology with the Western world is building, whereby they said they're going to make you like 40 years, 30 years, whatever. They start here and there in America, but still there will be a time when the whole system will stop responding properly. That's when divinity makes sense to me. So I told him. Of course, the guy did not agree with me. I said, fine, I know you'll not agree. I've learned from you. I hope you learned something from me. For me, if you don't believe there is no any purpose, then you might as well stay better forever in this world without dying, and then make sure your life is excellent, because you are a top-notch doctor. Everybody celebrate you. But you yourself, can you live for the next 50 years? I asked him. He said, no, I wish I could live, but I become like a zombie if I live that way. So if I don't know, make yourself young so you don't become like a zombie, so that you still look young and nice, glamorous. So no, I can't do that. I said, yeah, that's where Islam says we are too limited here. Your medicine is solid, I agree. But there will be a time when it will stop working. What are you going to do? You have to go. So, yes, doc, they don't, uncle, they don't, no matter how they don't, but like UK, for example, religious education now, they add them in. Because in our city council, the whole schools, I'm the head of Quranic curriculum of all the schools, religious education. So before it used to be, No, to them, yeah. Yeah, to them, I told them, but they don't believe in that. But to us, it's not. To us, it's absolute. There must be a purpose. Otherwise, I will stop praying. Yeah, if there's no purpose, I think I will work and enjoy my life. I will stop praying. But because there is a purpose, that's why I go to the mosque. I pray. I try to make sure my children, they look good. Otherwise, really, if there's no purpose, why should I worry myself? Let me enjoy and die. No purpose. No, I want to be healthy. I want to really live a peaceful life so that I even have a more peaceful life there. Otherwise, if there is no Qiyamah, will you come tonight? Seriously, I'm asking all of you. If there is no Qiyamah, maybe some will say yes, but most of us, I won't come. If there's no Qiyamah, Shino Habibi, what am I coming to do here? I will chill, I will drink, I will enjoy. I will go to nightclubs. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But Habibi, Wallah, Habibi, if there is no Qiyamah, Baba, relax. I'm going to die. And when I die, there will be nothing. Nobody's going to question me anything. I chill. I go to Maldives. I enjoy Maldives. I go to Las Vegas. I go to Miami. MashaAllah, I go to Bali. But because of Qiyamah, that consciousness is there. Hey, this is too temporary. I need to work for something permanent. And men love that. I want to have hoodies, hoodie, and nice hoodie, and but because of that, so I find it. Of course, not all. This is not only for Muslims. Christians also believe in this. Actually, Jewish, they believe in that. Even Hindus, we may have some negative thinking, some of us about them. But if you sit with Hindus and have a serious discussion with them, you realize they also believe in something seriously. Even the Sikhs, actually, if you sit with them, you'll find they've got proper philosophy when it comes to this. So yeah, let me go to the ladies, because the last thing you want to do is not to answer the question of the ladies. And with the ladies, I want to mention this, something which is so dear to my heart. And Doc was discussing with me earlier on that next week, Sunday, there will be a seminar on mental health. for the ladies here at the center. Inshallah, in future there will be for the gents also. I would like to really encourage the men who are married and you have daughters. Let them attend this seminar. Mental health is a reality. It's not a myth. Because there are some Muslims, they said, if I don't pray Salat, then I have mental health. No. And when somebody says, I've got mental health, they say, no, you are not praying well. You're not reciting Quran. This is not true. You may be praying and still have mental health issues. Because the way the world is moving, excuse my word, is crazy. And some, when mentally they say, no, it's jinn. This is not true. This is myth. Mental health is like physical health. It is a reality. So please, my dear sisters and mothers, try to attend this seminar and learn about this mental health. You see, today people in the world, you find 3 people, 1 or 2 of them, one way or the other, they've got some mental health issues. Even youth, Baba, they've got a lot of anxiety. Because of social media, they get bullied, some of them online. And we as parents need to understand how to address it and advise. So please, our dear sisters and mothers, try to attend this, and it will be of great importance. There's a question here. When we are, I don't understand, when we are to bend to Fairbilly, can somebody help me? It's like a pharmacist handwriting.
I have bad handwriting, so I can't even read.
When we are,
When we are born to a family,
oh, lovely.
and that when born,
Well, I think if you don't understand, we leave it for Azrael.
I don't know what this is, but that assignment.
Assignment, yeah, I see
When we are
random.
born to a family, that assignment.
Okay.
I don't know.
Random. Allah, tawakkal ala Allah, baby. Wallah, tawakkal ala Allah. Let me answer the last one and then we pray and go, inshallah. Okay, how do you know that Allah is pleased with you and you are on the way to Him? That's a good question. It's a very complicated question. Yesterday, one of the ladies asked me the same question. What I know is from one tradition from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. If you still worshiping God regardless of your circumstance, then you know you're on the right way. Because there are people when they are in trouble, they stop praying. And there are people when now they have, that's the time you see them. So I read a hadith from Imam Sadiq. One of the signs to know that you get in there is regardless of your circumstance, you still find time to pray. You still find time to. So that's the sign. The last question for the lady, what are the ruling of day-to-day make-up for women? Oh, this is a serious question, man. Make-up. Obviously, this ruling is not from me, it's from our marriages. I don't make rules. I transmit the rulings. If it's a gathering of the ladies alone, then you can swim. Swim and wake up, man. But then, if you're going into public space where there are men, modesty is what requires in Islam. So the ruling is very clear. You can check with your marja, but that's the ruling. If there is a makeup which will not show the moment people see you, then that's okay. But the one you're going to put the moment you enter, everybody start looking at you, and that's not allowed. Even we have this thing they call libas shohra. Clothes. This is not only to women, men. You know this type of a cloth, when the moment I enter, everybody will start looking at me. Like the attention becomes serious. Avoid it. Modesty. modesty. So yes, makeup primarily going to public place is not allowed.
So niqab is the shuhra by that logic in the West world.
Eh?
Niqab is the shuhra in the West, but not.
Niqab, that's a good question. So he's saying, so niqab is a libas shuhra, like, so because if I wear niqab, I go somewhere. Obviously, I don't encourage niqab, but from the teachings of our Maraji, they don't stop that. They don't classify it that way. They're looking at something fancy. Libas shuhra, we're talking about something fancy, so glamorous, so attractive. Yeah, even for the men, yeah, so attractive. You come there, everybody start looking at you, man. Sometimes, people, they can wear something very tight. They come, the macho guys come in muscle. Libas shahra. فهمت النقطة حبيبي? Allah يستر عليك. We pray Allah forgive us, inshallah. And inshallah, you try. You have a very good community, but you have to keep working hard and work for the future generation. Work for the youth. Work for the children. Support each other. Support the community. It's not about number. It's about the quality of what you can produce. So they can keep on with the work. And once you have the quality, you guarantee everything will go well. And so your programs, as I said, mix it with some other programs. Like, for example, you have in mental health, excellent. Empowerment, building money, for example, you get somebody who is in finance. Let him come and do workshop on that. It's very important. Youth, they want to go to university, they are confused which course to decide. So when the year is coming, before they choose their courses, because this we are doing that there, that's why I'm mentioning. Have a session. Like this weekend, we had pathway to science and beyond. So we got yesterday that so many parents and students, because September people are going to university, and they discuss about which courses. We focus more on people to go into science and medicine because it's very, very important. But of course, there is engineering, there are other fields of studies. But we need more of medical practitioners in our communities. So these are some of the things you need to do. People will come. And maybe you want to have a workshop on business. Invite youth will come because everybody loves money. Tell them we're going to have a workshop on business. But then when you do, try to have the Islamic side of it. Then you complement the effort so that they can appreciate that Islam also has some guidance. And inshallah, Allah will help you and He forgive us for any shortcomings. So let's recite Surah Al-Fatiha for all marhumin Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Rahman ar-Rahim. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوات.